Union Cabinet approving an ordinance that's made triple talaq a punishable offence after the government failed to pass it through both houses of parliament. That's the news we're getting right now. Now, the bill, as you remember, faced a lot of resistance in the Rajya Sabha, where several opposition members had argued that it must be sent to a select committee for closer scrutiny. Now, with the growing opposition to the proposed legislation, the centre had even asked for the opinion of state governments on the subject. Most of them had at that point supported it. Now, the bill makes instant triple talaq a criminal offence and proposes a 3-year jail term for a Muslim man who divorces his wife by uttering the word talaq 3 times. Now, what we do know about the ordinance is that it will make triple talaq a punishable offence. This after the bill failed to clear the Rajya Sabha. Himanshu Shekhar joining us at this point on the phone line. Himanshu, what details are we getting?
That's right. Sources have told us that Cabinet discussed the amendments approved on 9th August by Union Cabinet in a meeting which was held just a day before the monsoon session ended. And it was decided that since it was difficult for the government to push these amendments during the monsoon session, it is important to implement this piece of legislation, and it would be appropriate to discuss and approve an ordinance. And accordingly, the decision was taken by the Union Cabinet, chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And we have been told by sources that 2 very key amendments that were approved by Cabinet earlier have been included in the ordinance. First, of course, includes the provision of bail for the first time. The ordinance says that the magistrate, after hearing the wife, can consider giving a bail to the accused. Earlier, this provision was not there. This has been a point of contention, and the main opposition from opposition parties have been that it should not be made a non-bailable offence. And government is now indicating with this approval to the ordinance that it has an open mind on this issue, and so a conditional bail provision has been made for the first time in the triple talaq ordinance. And second important thing is that the FIR can be filed by the victim or the blood relative or a relative by marriage against the accused if a instant triple talaq is given. So all important amendments approved by Cabinet on 9th August has been now included in the ordinance, which will now be sent to the President for final approval. Ankita.
Himanshu, at this point, why really go the ordinance route? Is that a question that's being raised?
It is possible because the opposition parties, especially Congress, has been saying this has been a very, very sensitive issue and government should not push through this piece of legislation through an ordinance route without a political consensus. We know that for last many months, this bill has been pending in Parliament because of lack of political consensus. Questions have been raised whether a law or whether the Parliament should formulate a law which interferes with the personal laws of a minority community. Different kind of questions have been raised, and it has been said many times by opposition parties, especially Congress, that it would be appropriate for the government to move forward on this piece of legislation after political consensus is arrived at, after the stakeholders have been taken into confidence. But government today, in a important meeting chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Cabinet has formally approved ordinance, and it is now being sent to the President. And with President's assent, this will become a piece of law and will become immediately applicable in the entire country. Ankita.